Hi, my name's Rich Aarstad. I'm the senior archivist at the Montana Historical Society, and today it's my pleasure to look at some of the treasures in the Montana Historical Society's gold, silver, and coal, oh my, education trunk. There's some cool stuff in here. First and foremost, what prospector would be caught out without a good hat? These were usually just wool felt. They fit a little better than that. When you went underground, you wore a hat that had a taller crown because that way you could tell if you were getting into the rocks and you wouldn't smack your head. But you got to keep the sun off your head when you're squatted down in a creek and you're panning the gravel for gold. This is called placer mining. This is probably the simplest and easiest way to do it. These were the ones that went out, located the mine, then typically what they would do is sell it to some big company that would bring in the big equipment and drive the shafts down into the earth and so forth. It's cold at night, so you get a blanket, of course. What else do we have? You got to eat. Coffee is essential. A plate is optional. A mining hammer is not optional. It's required. You use this to peck away at the quartz veins and so forth that you're looking at as you're prospecting and so forth to see if you can find the gold flecks in the quartz. And then when you became just a regular worker bee, instead of out mining on your own, and you ended up going down into the mine shaft and working 8, 9, 10, 12 hours a day, you had to have something to pack your lunch in. So here's your lunch pail. Put it in a metal box, that way it wouldn't get crushed. No lock on it, so you're on the honor system. You didn't eat somebody else's lunch. The lamp gets dark down in the mine, so you have to have a light to see, right? You can take a lantern down if you want to. Miners use their hands, though, so to have a light attached to them, to free up their hands, they had these type of kind of gas carbide lights. You can see it's got a little hook here. It would hook into the hat on the crown, and then it would light the miners' way when they were underground. Some of the early ones just used a little candle for this, and then later on, as they got more efficient, they started using batteries and a regular headlamp, like a flashlight. No. So, remember me talking about the candle? This is one of the bigger ones. What they do is they would hammer this into, or push this into the timber of the mine tunnel that they were working in, and the candle would set here, and that would provide them some light as they were working. Take a lot of candles to light up a mine. And consequently, when they used to talk about candle power for lights, for electrical lights and so forth, the reason they called it candle power is because that's what we use for lighting, was candles. Levi's, sort of, kind of, maybe, but without an elastic waist. Typical garb of your prospector, your 49er or your 1860er who came to Montana. Ooh. This is the good stuff, the treasure. There were all kinds of minerals and so forth that you could mine in Montana. The primary one, of course, was gold. Now, this isn't real gold, it's pyrite. Obviously, we don't want to put real gold in the trunk because it has a habit of making its way off. So this would be fool's gold, and this would be worth the rock that it was written on. The other big mineral that drew a lot of people to Montana was the mining of coal. Now, so you've got two types of minerals that you mine in Montana. One, hard rock mining, the other, coal mining. And they were represented by two different groups when the unions started organizing in the territory. The hard rock miners were represented by the Western Federation of Miners, and the coal miners by the United Mine Workers of America. And they made sure that there were mine safety laws in place to protect the miners and that they were paid a decent wage and those types of things. Although this is a very stylish shirt. Typically flannel or wool. Have to remember, the early placer miners are squatted down in water or with their hands in water all day long, panning for gold. So not something for the faint of heart. Led to a lot of cases of rheumatism. Then, of course, every once in a while you'd want to get dressed up. Maybe go to the dance. Of course, there weren't no girls, so you danced with another feller. But you still wanted to look nice when you were dancing. That's it.